Hello everyone, and I'm Ashley. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so cut me a bit of slack if I'm not the most confident on camera, but we're going to get there, we're going to do this, it's going to be fine. So I thought what better way to start off this kind of fitness related account would be to have a chat about how I started my fitness journey, and particularly how I overcame gym anxiety. And it took me about 4 or 5 years to kind of get to the stage that I'm at now. So if you don't already know me, I'm Ashley and I'm currently training to be a personal trainer because fitness is something that I love, and it became something that I wanted to help other women with, particularly gaining confidence and transforming their lives just like it's done for me. So I thought, let's explain my journey and how I am where I am now, and hopefully a little bit about where I want to be in the future. So to start off about fitness, I was never ever athletic. I was never particularly gifted with exercise, and for me PE and things like that at school was a massive social anxiety for me, like terrifying experience for me. Doing PE, I was never good at running, never particularly flexible, just it wasn't for me. And it wasn't until about 4 years ago I started working out in my room. I say working out. I started doing like crunches and things like that, like just very basic moves at home in my room, which then progressed into following sort of Instagram or YouTube videos. So I was a sucker for YouTube at the time, and I was massively insecure about my body in general, but it was generally my abs and the fat that I had around there, and then glutes and things that I wanted to build. So that's predominantly what I built for 2 or 3 years actually, in my room, religiously working out, even getting sucked into a Herbalife scheme, so of shakes and just a lot of negative body confidence. Like I was training because I thought I had to, and because I felt guilty if I didn't, and I didn't feel good enough in my body to be like, oh okay, it's okay, I can stop, I can rest, that kind of thing. So I got stuck in the kind of, you need to eat and restrict your calories and that kind of thing, and stuck in shakes and Herbalife and spot kind of getting rid of fat and that kind of thing. And that continued until until the second year of uni. So during first year I was still doing it in my room because, again, I think it stemmed back from school. I just couldn't let people watch me whilst I trained, because I knew I wasn't good, and it just made me so insecure and feel so judged at the fact that I wasn't good at it and I wasn't gifted at sports, and it wasn't that was natural for me. So yeah, I couldn't work out in front of other people, and it was a massive insecurity for me. So then comes second year of university, and my friend and I were like, right, we're gonna start gymming, right? We're gonna start getting that body that we want to. So I had one of my best friends, we sorted it out over the summer, and we were gonna start joining the uni gym. Partly, again, it was from a place of, okay, I can improve my body, I want to get confident in my body, and I want to get rid of whatever's going on in my abs. I just, again, was not confident in that. And I had housemates in first year, and then I had housemates in second year that religiously gymmed and they loved it, and I thought, well, if they look that good and they enjoy it, then this is something for me, like this is something I want to do. And I wanted to feel good about my body and feel confident as they seemed as well. And I thought, well, maybe I can become one of those lovely Gymshark looking girls with that lovely figure, and I'll be confident, and you know, life will be good, kind of thing. So that's when I started going to the gym, so sort of September, October time of second year. And if you knew me at the time, I stuck religiously. So we had an upstairs and a downstairs in our uni gym, and upstairs was cardio, like very light free weights and cables. So I stuck upstairs where all the other girls were with my friend, doing our cardio and our light weights and sometimes cables. And that happened for probably about 6 months, And I had my housemates and various other people who are proper gymmers being like, right, you need to go downstairs, Ashley, you need to start gymming properly. And I just could not, for love nor money, bring myself to go downstairs. It was so anxiety driven, partly because of the men, partly because I didn't know what I was doing with the equipment, and then also a lot of the women really, because in my opinion, they look so good and they look so confident and they are in their Gymshark and all this and that. I thought, no, they're going to judge me. They're going to think, look at this little girl. Like, it's just, she's not going to fit in. She's not going to do well. So it took me about 6 months to kind of work each day and each week to get my confidence to go downstairs in the main weight section. And I would have to do it with a friend, and it kind of was a progressive. I'd get closer and closer to the squat rack and closer to all the sort of big weights and where all the men were. And it helped actually. So I had a friend who was a quite good gymmer at the time, and he was really into gymming, and he helped me and my friend a little bit getting confidence with squatting and that kind of thing. And that kind of helped me progress my training a bit more. And I started following more fitness accounts. And like Megan Grubb became a massive inspiration for me, and various other people like that. Kind of a lot of the Gymshark athletes basically became like an inspiration and goals and that kind of thing. And so I worked on, with my friends, developing confidence to kind of train downstairs and train with them and try and do a bit more compound lifts and that kind of thing. And it wasn't until I started then working with PTs and kind of working on my form and that kind of thing that I actually started thinking like, wow, this is really good fun, and this is doing lifting and doing free weights and stuff is actually something that is really good for me. And I was starting to see results in my body, and I was starting to feel more confident, and all those sort of stigmas about the fact that I was never going to be this like big bums, tiny waist, big boobed, like generic stereotype of a girl, it actually didn't matter, because I didn't mind that I was going to be building my back or building like other bits of my body that were strengths to me. So I could tone quite well in my upper body, I could tone quite well in my glutes, my abs were coming out quite nicely, and I just gained so much confidence from that in my body from it that I started thinking, wow, I can see why it doesn't necessarily have to be out of a place of self-hatred. You can actually have goals for yourself and want to improve your aesthetics just because you want to, and you want to feel good or you want to feel strong. Like, it doesn't have to be because you hate your body. So that was a massive stepping stone for me, working with PTs, working with my form, and starting to gain confidence to train in front of other people, and by myself, and not being so affected by other people, not being so affected by guys thinking they're judging me or, you know, objectifying me or whatever. Like, I had a turning point, and I helped some friends getting into the gym and training, and that completely changed their lives as well for the best. And they, you know, they're doing amazing now, and they love the gym as much as me. And so I started thinking like, wow, this is pretty cool. And I had friends at the time as well. I started meeting people who were PTs, and they said to me, maybe you should consider doing it. And at first I was like, nah, I do not have the confidence. I'm going to be doing this, that and that instead. And then eventually it became more of a plausible and more of a realistic goal. Like, I'd always joke with people like, oh, we could have a gym together, like we'll have business together. Because I was doing nutrition at the time for my degree, I just thought, well, I'll probably end up doing nutrition, like I could be a nutritionist in a gym or something like that. But then I started developing such a passion and joy and love of training and helping other women and being confident in myself, and just how much it had improved my confidence. I thought, well, I want to be able to help other people do this as well. And that's when I started personal training. So during lockdown, I'd say my confidence in the gym plummeted again, and I think it would it did for most of us, because we've been training at home for 6-7 months. But it was good, because it meant I had to train in different gyms once they opened again, because the one that I used to go to wasn't going to be open until, only opened last week. So it meant I had to get into new gyms again and have that new environment and kind of have those anxieties again that I'd had the first few years being in the gym. And again, it was about things with equipment, people watching me, people staring at me, not having the comforts I used to have with friends, you know, being by myself, feeling quite exposed and quite vulnerable. But it was really good to see that what would have taken me, say, 6 months to overcome, I did in a day. And so I think if you work at things little by little, it starts to sink in, and you start to gain a lot more confidence, and it takes a lot less time and effort to overcome certain worries or anxieties that you have. So that massively helped me. And then it meant when I came back to my old gym, all of those old sort of anxieties I had and worries I had, they just completely vanished, because I taught myself that the gym is not a place where you should be worried or scared. You shouldn't feel incapable. You shouldn't feel like, because of the way your body looks, or you're not very athletic, or you don't think that the weightlifting is for you. You don't want to look masculine, or you don't want to look this or that. Like, you can fight so many stigmas and fight so many insecurities and doubts and anxieties through the gym and through developing yourself. And that is why I am where I am now, which is I want to create a platform, and I want to be able to help other women get to that stage where I am. Now, this is not to say that I'm completely confident in the gym, and obviously I have my days when I get worried about silly things, or I get put off by silly things, you know, over comparing yourself to people, or getting a bit put off because you mess something up in a lift, or that kind of thing, or if you get like a particularly iffy guy or guys in the gym, sometimes it can put you off. But it is all about learning and growing and getting to a place of happiness and self-love. And so that is my journey from insecure, training by myself, not letting anyone look at me, judge me, anything like that, because I was so insecure and critical and doubtful of myself, to now a place 4 or 5 years later where I want to be training other people. Obviously I'm going to be having people watching my form and critiquing me, and online, in person, whatever, and that's all part of the challenge. That's still something to work on and to challenge myself with, and to overcome that insecurity. But I'm in a place now where I love my body, I'm happy with my body, I love training, I love growing muscles. You know, I'm not affected by the guys anymore in the gym, and I look and I feel confident, and I can go in and I can train, and I can do compound lifts or whatever, and I eat what I want when I want, and I don't feel guilt when I'm not eating right or if I'm not training, if I need a rest day, rest week. It's overcoming so many insecurities and things of, I'm not good enough and I can't do this and I need to be exercising to feel good about myself, when actually it's, no, you want to be training not only for physical reasons but for mental reasons as well, and just to grow. So yeah, I feel like this has gone very chatty and very waffly, so I'm hoping it will help with some of you girls out there, or guys, to gain confidence in the gym, and kind of to hear what someone else's journey has been like over the past 4 or 5 years. And thank you very much for listening, and go check out, I'll put it in the description box below, all my social media handles and that kind of thing, so you can follow my content, check out my content, that kind of thing. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Bye!